everyone. This is Peter Hernandez. I'm your host, and this is The Core Truth. Today, I have Trey Alligood from Douglas Elliman, works in our Beverly Hills office with us today. We have a really exciting conversation. I mean, Trey is absolutely killing it right now in a market that, a lot of people are finding competitive and difficult with the low inventory and fluctuating interest rates, but Trey is just powering through it like a hot knife in butter. So, Trey, welcome to the call. It's really great to have you. A lot of people are going to really, I think, learn a lot from this conversation, and we have a lot of content to dig into. So let's just get going right on it, okay?
All right, sounds good.
Okay, fabulous. First of all, Trey, give us a little idea about your background. Tell us a little bit about you and how you got in real estate.
So I guess I'll start back, right out of high school. I went into a Broadway show. We opened a Broadway show in London. In Hammersmith at the Hammersmith Apollo. It's called Blast. So I was basically on Broadway as a dancer performer for 5 years. And after that, I actually injured my back really bad while I was in Tokyo on tour with the show. And they flew me back to Los Angeles and they said, listen, if you want to be in a wheelchair at 30, keep doing what you're doing. If not, you should probably pick a new career. So at that age, I was 22. I had no idea what I was going to do. And I kind of started working in the fashion industry. I worked at a retail store. From there, I kind of got into the wholesale side of the business where I started selling denim. From there, I opened up a showroom where I represented about 50 brands globally for sales. I grew sales teams. I started three different fashion brands that were my own. And eventually that kind of got old after about 18 years. And I decided I needed something different. And I had tried to dabble into real estate, the real estate exam and course and all of that stuff a couple times, but I kept going back to fashion because it's what I knew. And at 40 years old, I was like, oh my God, what am I thinking? I'm going to change careers after 18 years and jump into something at 40. Am I crazy? But you know what, when I do something, I go all in and I do it right. And so I made the jump and I did it, the very end of 2019. I'm here in real estate and I love it. You look back and you say, I wish I would have done that sooner. But it is what it is. I'm here now. I'm loving every second of it. And yeah.
It's so funny. I now that you're in, you'll never get out. I only know one person ever that's ever retired from this business. Everyone else is still doing it till they die. So it's pretty funny. Trey, well, successful Broadway career, successful in the fashion industry. You come into real estate. We spot you at your old brokerage and say, we got to have this guy. And you came over here, I think, because you wanted to raise your average sales price. You wanted to kind of maybe perform on a bigger stage in this real estate industry. And I think Douglas Elliman is offering you that ability to do that. And you just had your biggest sale ever. I think it's north of 20. We're not going to get specific. It's a highly confidential deal. But how does that feel? And what's it like to do a big deal like that so quickly, actually?
It feels amazing. It's something that I always knew was coming. And Douglas Elliman for sure has helped me from where I was, back in October to now. I mean, what's that, 4 months? My price point has definitely leveled up. And to be able to say that we do have, it's not closed, it closes in a couple days, but everything's good to go with it. And we're super excited. It's the biggest sale for the team that we've ever had. The recognition that we get being with a brokerage like Douglas Elliman, this is a legacy brokerage since 1911. Not many people can say that. And so when you really, I think, pair that with a team like ours that's really willing and able and to do the work and hustle and go up and level up that price point, then there's nothing that can stop us. So we're super excited to be in this arena and to have Douglas Elliman by our side. I think it is very important. We do have a lot of clients that do come from New York, and the name is so well known in New York. and it's
I know.
made our life.
It's kind of Broadway, isn't it? In a way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's made our life. As soon as we're able to say that, and it's an instant like, oh yeah, there's not even a question. So also just the luxury feel of the brokerage and everything that they do as far as marketing, branding, everything, it just aligns with us so well. So we're super excited to be here and looking forward to the next 20, 30 years with Douglas Elliman.
All right. Well, this market is so crazy because some people are doing really, really well. Some people, can't find their way out of the house. It's that kind of market, and we've got interest rates that are going up and down like crazy. We've got inventory that I'm putting on the anemic, needs a blood transfusion. Seriously, I mean, there's just nothing for sale out there. Even this big sale you did was an off-market deal. So you on the other hand, you Trey Alligood, you have got like 3 closings this month. You have 2 listing appointments that you're going on, a listing going live today. You've got buyers you're working with. It's almost like you've never, ever been busier. And I guess my question is, well, first of all, my statement is when the power goes out, the generator turns on. And boy, you are a generator and you're generating business and you're turning on. So talk about maybe a little bit about how you keep moving forward and driving this business.
Well, I think in this business it's very easy to get caught up in all the things that are going wrong and all the things. Oh, there's this, and we got to deal with low inventory and the high interest rates, and everybody likes to just talk and chat about that. And for me, what I always tell myself and my team is like, put your blinders on. There are so many people. Look at how many closings there were today. Look at how many listings there were listed today. Look at all of the positive things, put your blinders on and go after those people that have to sell or have to buy or need to 1031 exchange. Those are the people that you're after. There's plenty of excuses I can make all day long, and we all can, and we get caught up in that. You know what to do as an agent, and you know what's going to make you successful. It's very simple. If you just follow the path, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Look at the people that have been in this business for ages, and they're super successful. It's because they follow a model and they do the things that they were told to do. They make their calls, they do their emails, they stay in touch with their past clients. They follow up 10 times if they get that cold lead, or 20 times to keep pushing. They don't just call them once. So doing all the things that we have to do as agents, I don't love to do them. I don't want to go door knocking either. I don't want to cold call. I don't want to do those kind of things. But I know that if I don't do that, especially as a newer agent, I've only been in the business for a couple of years, so I don't have a Rolodex of 30 years worth of business. So I have to really jumpstart that and figure out.
Well, Trey, hold on a sec. So I get a lot of, I don't know. I get a lot of rolling eyes. I get a lot of, do we have to hear this again? I get a lot of, why are you so rah-rah? And the truth is, having a positive mental attitude, I put as probably one of the main things that's given me a successful career in this business. As a performer on Broadway, I mean, if you didn't have a positive mental attitude, if you didn't stay the course, if you didn't keep learning in your roles and in your performances, if you didn't really tap into your superpower, I mean, can't you see a parallel between that and selling real estate? I mean, nobody likes to, dance when their feet are crushed and they have blisters and, whatever you guys get when you're dancing and straining your muscles so hard, but you do it anyways, don't you?
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with real estate. So talk to everybody out there. Tell them why staying the course, tapping into your superpower, don't get sick and tired of hearing it, because this is what's going to make the difference between being super successful and just the average realtor.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing where, even back in October, November, December, when it was super slow for us. And I could have just been like, oh, I'm going to take my foot off the gas and I'm going to go and take some vacations and not do anything. But instead, I was the one still banging on the phone. I was the one still going to my past clients, still keeping in touch with my sphere, still reaching out for new business, even though I was getting a lot more no's than I was yeses. I was still doing that because I knew that was the time where most agents were taking their foot off the gas. They weren't following up with their clients. They were getting all into the, oh, this, oh, that, oh, poor me. I'm not going to, the commission lawsuits, this and that, all of the kind of things that they're, doomsday. And I wasn't doing that. And I was keeping myself positive. I knew things would turn around. And then as soon as January came around, like you said, it just went crazy and everybody wanted to see things. And I was on listing appointments. And now, this $20+ million deal is about to close, and 2 more closings this month and 3 more listing appointments. And it's because I just did what I was supposed to do. I did my job. That is my job. I have to do that in order for me to be successful. And I don't have a plan B. I don't have another option for, oh, I'm going to fall back on something, or I have, parents that are going to take care of me, or any of those kind of things. Like, I don't have a plan B. I only have a plan A, and this is the plan A, and it's going to work no matter what. So, and if it doesn't work, it's because I didn't do the job. I didn't do the work. I didn't do the job I was supposed to be doing.
So you keep moving forward, and and how do you teach your people, your team members, to do that? What advice do you give them?
Well, each one are very different. They have very different personalities. So, I always, the biggest advice I can always give my agents is, like you said, stay positive, but also be kind. So stay positive, be kind, and be learning based. If you're not learning based in this business, the rules and regulations and forms and laws and all this kind of stuff, it's every day there's something new. If you're not up to date on all of those kind of things, then you're way behind. If you even take 2 weeks off and don't keep up, so they have to be learning based. They have to be learning from other agents, not just myself. I pull them in on my coaching calls. I pull them in on anything that I can pull them in on, because learning is so important in this business. There's so much to learn. I learn every single day. Every single transaction, I have 2 or 3 things I'm like, oh wow, well, I learned something in that one. And I'm sure I'm going to continue to be learning, because things change so quickly. So, definitely staying positive. And one of the biggest things that you can do in the real estate industry is just be nice to people, be kind, be helpful, be valuable. It sounds so silly, but it's really the easiest thing that you can do to get business is be kind to people.
I love that. You talk a lot about tapping into your superpower. Give us some examples of like what you think your superpower is, as well as how you help your team members find theirs.
Oh gosh. I believe my superpower is, I got a couple. I feel like I'm a very good listener, and I think before I speak, and that I think outside of the box. I really love to figure out what other people are not doing before everybody else is doing it. For me, that's a challenge. It's exciting. It keeps things exciting. And the biggest one I have is I'm just kind. I'm just nice. I just grew up in Southern, I'm from North Carolina. Southern hospitality, manners, all of those kind of things, they go a really long way that you don't realize when you're growing up. But, once you get a little older and you realize not everybody is like that. Not everybody is kind. Not everybody, is nice to people. And that's just one of the biggest things that luckily I grew up with. And it's really taken me a long way in this industry, because you get clients that are all in different parts of their life, and most of them you're their therapist, and then you got so many different things that you're dealing with constantly, and you're dealing with 5, 10, 15 different people at one time, all coming at you for, oh, I need this, I need that, oh, help me with this, oh, this is wrong, and if you can't deal with that in a positive way, and make your clients feel calm about things that they may not feel calm about right that second, then it's definitely hard to deal with a lot of people in this town. So I think that's probably my biggest is just kindness and positivity.
I love that. So mindset's important, but we still have to get into action, don't we? It's like we can't just sit there and be saying, oh, just be like, really successful. We gotta move and do things too. So let's talk about the activities that you did, last year leading into this year that just kicked your year into such such a crazy strong business. And what were some of the things that you did? I know you've got like this three-pronged plan, and the first one is staying in touch with past clients. So talk to us about that and how you do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing there is, with your past clients, they already trust and love you. Those are the people that are your biggest cheerleaders. Those are the people that are talking to their friends and family about you. And if you don't stay in touch with them, as we all know, everybody in this town knows two or three or four, 10 realtors. And if you're not staying in touch with them, you're not, just at least giving them a phone call every quarter or every couple months or a text message or those kind of things or a gift or whatever that is, then you could quickly be forgotten. And so for me, I think it's super important because those people are they're in my corner. They're in their team's corner no matter what, because we've given them that 5-star service. We've made them feel comfortable. We've got them their dream home, those kind of things. So I think that was our biggest thing, is go back to all of our past clients, have a chat with them, see how they're doing, see if they need anything, give them, an updated equity report on their home, just to kind of show them where they were and now where they're at now. So that was definitely number one. And that drummed up quite a bit of business for us.
Tell us some of the ways and the cadence of how you stay in touch with your past clients. Like, what are some of the different things that you do?
I mean, one of the biggest things that I love to do is just give them a phone call. Like, I like to chat with them. I like to see what they're doing. What are they up to? Most of my clients become friends, to be honest with you. And so it's not as hard as it seems. So, for me, just giving a quick phone call, that's my favorite thing to do. Obviously, I'll text them, on their birthdays or anniversaries, all of those kind of things. Some of them I send gifts to, depending on who they are and what would suit them. But the biggest thing I think is just a phone call. People like phone calls. They like you, even if you have to just leave a message, just something that's, I feel, more personal than just sending them text or sending them a video text. If it's something where I'm passing their house and I'm in the car, I'll just like do a quick video and be like, "Hey, it's Trey. I'm just passing your house. I just thought of you. I hope you're doing well." And yada yada yada. So just something that's a little bit more personal. It really just depends on the moment. Uh-oh, I lost your sound.
Your second prong
There
of
you go.
attack for getting business is going through your old leads. And you said you go through the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like, you're not discriminatory. You go through them all. Talk to us a little bit about that and where these old leads came from, okay, and your approach to them.
Yeah. So when I got into the business, I didn't know what I was doing, as most of us don't. And I tried anything and everything that I could do to get leads. Anything that I had to do. I mean, I advertised on Zillow, on Homes.com, on Realtor.com. Yelp, all of the things that you just like, oh my God, I need business. I need business. So I did all of that. I lost a lot of money. I wasted a lot of money on all of it, but I also gained a lot of great leads as well. And what I learned is, back in 2021 and 2022, when the market was just so hot that everybody was just buying things, no matter, like, you go show them one house and they buy it, or you go show one house and they're ready to write. So what happened during that time is that you get, I don't know, 10 leads a week. How about that? And let's say 3 of those leads are ready to go. They want to see houses. The other 7 are just kind of, oh, I'm not really sure. I need to get pre-approved still. I'm still thinking. And what happened is none of us had time for those people, and they just kind of fell off the radar. And so instead of staying in touch with them, we were so busy with the people that wanted to buy right then and transact right then. And that turned into another one and another one and another one. And so these people, re-engaging with them has been really, really, really interesting, because a lot of them, some of them didn't even respond after the first interaction, when we got the lead. Now we've got a lot of them that are responding now. They're ready to go now. even though interest rates have come up, they're like, hey, well, it's a new normal. It is what it is. They're never going back to 3%. We are in the market. Where are we at? What do we need to be looking at? Those kind of things. So really getting in touch with those past leads that we thought were dead, and reviving them, and we're getting a lot of action from them.
That's funny you say that, because a lot of agents I'm noticing, when they get a lead, they want to convert it like on the spot and make a sale on the spot. But that their time frame may not be the same time frame as the leads or the client. The client may be not as farly advanced in the process, and may need, and I think cultivating leads and being patient with leads is really important. Not just abandoning them because they didn't sign a listing on the spot or buy something on the spot. That doesn't make them a bad client. You know what I mean? So I think one of the keys is being able to, like you said, maintain these relationships, and to cultivate these relationships, and to allow them to, sprout. It's farming. You know what I mean? So to me, talk a little bit about your process for cultivating long-term leads, so that when they are ready to transact, you're there and they think of you.
Yeah. Like you just said and mentioned, everybody in this business wants instant gratification. Everybody in the world from now, they just want instant gratification. You get on and you want something and you find it and it's online, or you buy through an app or whatever the kind of thing. It's same thing with leads. People, they don't want to pay attention to the people that aren't ready to go right now, right today, or in the next week, So what we do with those people is, first and foremost, we really try and sit down with them and get them in person versus just being on the phone or through a Zoom or whatnot, and get to know them. Get to understand what they are looking for, where they're at in their journey. We have a questionnaire that we have them fill out with, everything that they're thinking of, from their birthday to their anniversary to their dogs to their children, all those kind of things, just so we can learn a little bit more about them. And then from there, we have several different plans depending on where they're at in their timeline and their trajectory. But the biggest thing for these people is education. Helping them understand all of the nuances that go into a transaction, what a timeline looks like. Most of these people that are coming in are first-time home buyers. They don't know, they don't understand what it's like to buy a home. They have no idea what they're doing. Half this town is on are not W-2 employees. They're gig employees, and they think that they make all of this money, and then all of a sudden, they do their taxes and they write everything off, and they make $50,000 to the IRS, and now they can't get approved for a loan. So really, like, educating them and helping them understand the process of what it looks like, the pros and cons of buying a house. Most people are renting at this point, and they're trying to figure out, should I rent? Should I buy? And really getting them to see and understand why they should be purchasing a home, why it's the best investment they could possibly make. And once you are able to educate them, then they start to trust you a little bit more. But I find it funny that there's so many of these agents that they just get a quick phone call, and they chat with somebody on the phone, and they think that person should be committed to them and their client because they've had one conversation with them on the phone. It's like, no, like, you have to earn that client. You have to earn that business. You have to earn the trust of them. They're not just going to sign a buyer broker agreement with you from talking to you on the phone one time. So, it's really education, and trust, and showing them your value. Like, what are you going to do for them? And why. The biggest thing is making them feel comfortable with you, right? Making them feel like you're not a salesperson. You're not just looking to get your next commission check. Are you going to really be there for them and really help them through this process, and help them understand what they're doing? And this is their biggest asset, the biggest thing they've ever spent any money on. So I think you have to earn it. You have to earn people's business.
I totally agree with that. The third method that you're using to generate business now is LinkedIn. And I don't think people necessarily think about LinkedIn as a platform to create business and to create leads. And maybe even it's another network. Like, you have your past client network, you have your own leads network, and now you've got this LinkedIn network, which is what it is, right? So how does that work?
Yeah, I believe LinkedIn is one of the biggest untapped resources for leads that there is. Pretty much everybody on LinkedIn has a job. which means they're earning an income, which means they're potential buyers, and they do have the ability to purchase something. But the bigger thing here, I believe, is networking. Networking with other professionals, other industries. How can you be of value to them, and how can they be of value to you? And really forging those relationships, with all the different types of professions that there are out there. And I found that there's a lot of people that are willing to chat and willing to, I personally, my goal is to have 3 to 5 conversations from LinkedIn every week with different professionals. That is what I do. That's what I aim. Do I always hit that every week? No, but that is my goal. And it's actually been super beneficial. I'm again learning. I'm learning so many other things from other professionals of how their business works, and how they could be of value to my clients. So it's something else.
All
I can
right,
add
all
to my
right. Let me
roster.
just stop you. That sounds really great. But everybody I talk to on LinkedIn is like selling me something or wanting me to do something for them, or you know what I mean? It's like, so explain to me how you turn that into either a mutual relationship or something that could benefit your business, because obviously we get attacked on LinkedIn by people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so how do you think about that and work through that, I guess, is my question.
I think it's the same way, right? It depends on what messaging that you're putting out there. If your message is, "Hey, I want to sell you a house. You looking to buy, sell, or invest?" Then that's what you're going to get back. You're going to get no response. Nobody's going to want to deal with that. You're trying to sell them. But if it's something of more of being of interest of what they're doing, and potentially forging a network or a relationship with them because you feel that they provide some sort of value to not only yourself but also to potential clients. There's plenty of like CPAs, tax advisors, wealth advisors, divorce attorneys, family attorneys, trust attorneys, all of these people that you need as an agent in your Rolodex for your clients. Every week I have a couple of clients going, "Oh, do you have somebody that you can help me with this? Oh, do you have?" These are like past clients. Like, "Oh, who's your CPA? Oh, who does your taxes? Oh, I need a trust. I need to put my property in a trust." So all of those things, when you can connect with other people in those industries and ask them if they're willing to start a relationship with you and be a referral partner with you for your clients, most of them open up because it's not something you're trying to sell them. They're going to get something out of it as well. So it's all about messaging. It's all about how you put things out there. So yes, there's plenty. I get all those in-mail things of trying to sell me anything and everything. And I don't, and also the email is like, it would take me 25 minutes to read through the whole email. Just make it short and sweet, a quick message. Nobody wants to read a 10-page email.
Are you a farmer? Do you have a geographic farm that you work?
At first I did not. Not even at first. Everybody asks me, "Oh, do you work certain area? Are you only doing this?" And for me, I don't like to work just one area. Now, I live in Venice, so I know a lot about Venice. I do farm Venice specifically because I've lived here for a long time. However, one of the beauties I feel like as a real estate agent that I get to do, and the privilege as a real estate agent, is I get to see the whole city. I love to learn about the city. I love to learn about all the new pockets and all the new things. So for me, yes, I do focus on the West Side a lot, but what I really love is being able to go and explore other parts of the city, because Los Angeles is so huge. And so, we've sold things from all the way up to, we have something in Oakland that just hit yesterday. So Oakland, Bell Canyon, Newport Beach, Palos Verdes, Pasadena, obviously Venice, Santa Monica, Bel Air, Beverly Hills, Malibu, all those kind of things as well. But, that's the beauty. I get to see it all. And I don't like to put myself in one box and say, "Oh, I only sell Venice," or "Oh, I only sell Santa Monica."
Venice is, that's where I built my career. I don't know if you know that, Trey, but I actually was a broker in Venice for years and years and years. And it's a really exciting marketplace, Venice. I don't think there's anything where, it's like there's such a scrappy group of individuals that live there, and they're so talented and so, artistic, I think, in terms of lifestyle and everything. is that something that drew you to the area of Venice and that, or what attracted you to live there and be part of that community?
The biggest thing is how eclectic it is. It is one of those areas that is unlike any area in Los Angeles. It has so much history behind it as well, of just from all the canals and the amazing boardwalk that used to be here and all those kind of things that most people don't know. They have no clue about. So for me, I love the history. Also, for me, moving to California, I had to be by the beach. That's what I wanted. That's one of the biggest reasons that I moved here, is like, I want to be by the water. There's also a calming feel that I get when I come home from work. It's like, oh, I'm by the water. It's very relaxing and those kind of things. So for me, I love the eclecticness. I love the art. There's so many artists that live in Venice. Also, there's really cool architecture throughout. Some really amazing homes. Also, some of the oldest homes, in Los Angeles. 1902, 1905. Some of these craftsmen. There's like some of them that were bought from. Most people don't know this, but the Sears catalog back in the day sold these old craftsmen, and they would come and I've sold a couple of them here in Venice, and it's so cool. Like, that is, people don't even realize that Sears used to sell homes out of the catalog, but they did.
Well, Trey, this has been such a wonderful, adventurous call today, and I learned so much, and I know everybody else did too. And you're such a thoughtful, diligent, professional real estate agent, and you bring an artistic flair to it too as well, which is very, very cool. Thank you so much for joining us today on The Core Truth. It's really, really a pleasure to have you. And it's a pleasure to have you at Douglas Elliman as well. You're such a great professional representation of the firm. We're so excited that you're here with us, and congratulations on all your success.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Super excited to be in business with you and Douglas Elliman. So thank you so much for your time, everyone. And you can always reach me at trey.alligood@elliman.com. Our website's thealligoodgroup.com. So feel free to reach out. My number is 310-876-9699. I'd love to hear from all of you and any of you with any questions or just networking.
Thank you all for being part of The Core Truth.
Have a good day.